Don't underestimate women and the growing support they're providing to the WNBA. Remember, anything successful, you usually have the women behind it supporting the product.
Don't underestimate the NBA subsidizing.
The NBA and the NFL went to another level once they appealed more to women. What if the women decide we're going to focus and lock in on the WNBA?
No, the NFL started growing once they implemented what's called cheerleader.
Before diving into this massive story, drop a comment below. How long have you been a Caitlin Clark fan? And which opponent do you love watching her battle the most? Let us know, because today the WNBA is facing a full-blown PR nightmare. Maybe the biggest media headache the league has seen in years. Word is, tension had been quietly building for weeks, but a leaked locker room recording just blew the lid off everything. If you thought hard fouls and courtside drama were this season's biggest story, think again. An unverified report claims Brittany Griner had an emotional post-game meltdown, and it's spreading like wildfire online. All because of one explosive quote she's accused of saying, "I'm a grown man." Nobody's confirmed the recording is real, but the fallout is so massive that even NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is reportedly getting pressure from network execs to step in. Now there's talk of suspensions, emergency meetings, internal investigations, and a full damage control campaign to protect the league's booming popularity. And just when it looked like this story couldn't get any bigger, Caitlin Clark stepped back on the court and delivered a performance that made the league's next move almost unavoidable. Stick around, because this story has layers, and we're breaking down every one. To understand how we got here, we need to talk about the woman at the center of the WNBA's explosion in popularity, Caitlin Clark. Her relationship with several veteran players has become one of the most talked about rivalries in all of sports. Almost every night she plays, Clark gets hit with brutal defensive pressure. Opponents trying to wear her down, throw off her rhythm, and stop her from taking over the game.
Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shine. This girl, the Golden Goose, comes along and she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting. 4th in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
Outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Didn't win a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. We lost to South Carolina another year. But she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the #1 overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats. The girl is spectacular. It's not like she's not a scrub. She's not only can play, she's a star caliber player who draws this attention. And maybe it's because that fan base that she has and her being a young white lady contributes to it. So what? Benefit from it. And then you have a lot of folks that have come to the defense of numerous WNBA players because they were pointing out, like, this has been going on before long and people are not hating on her. It's not about hating on her. It's that you feel she is getting a level of attention that you deserve.
Things really boiled over during that heavily talked about showdown between Clark and Griner. The moment they collided on the court, fans, analysts, and former players split right down the middle. Slowing Clark down has always been every team's #1 game plan. But Griner's sheer size and power turned this matchup into something way more intense. This wasn't just another regular season game anymore. It felt like the whole league's future was on the line. Broadcasters were already asking if the refs were letting too much go, and the tension between the two players had everyone on edge. Twitter and social media exploded with fans demanding better foul calls and more protection for the league's biggest names. Sports shows across the country couldn't stop talking about it, and WNBA officials were left trying to put out a fire that just kept growing. Then came the part that really lit things up. Unconfirmed reports claim the frustration didn't stay on the court. According to some accounts floating around online, Griner reportedly snapped in the locker room after getting hit with questions about the officiating and her physical style of play. Nobody's actually verified this recording, but the alleged quote spread like crazy anyway. "I'm a grown man. Stop acting like I'm not allowed to play my game." The second those words hit the internet, everything exploded. Podcasters, commentators, and millions of fans jumped in, debating what she meant, whether the quote was even real, and if it was taken out of context. Within hours, it was trending everywhere, even though nobody had solid proof of what actually happened. Bottom line, nobody really knows the full story yet.
I see somebody that's doing something wrong, so I rugby tackle, in an illegal defensive position, so I rugby tackle them. Or I see, I don't know, it's like being an offensive player and you're about to get hit by a moving screen. So instead of getting hit by a moving screen and drawing the foul, you decide to turn and shove the person setting the screen. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Freedom of movement does not allow you to stop before contact and shove somebody. Like, it is what it is, and I'm being real. Like, this whistle is horrendously awful. Like, this is minimum flagrant one. And again, when we're talking about this could be, I don't know. Look, I don't know about Brittany Griner's intent here, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, she did the exact same thing as Caitlin Clark did to Veronica Burton. The difference is that she's obviously taller. And is there a level of responsibility that you have to have when you're a little bit taller? Yeah, there is. There absolutely is a greater level of responsibility. If you agree this is some bullshit, subscribe. We are trying to get to 60k as soon as possible. We're on 59.6k right now. Thank you guys so much for all the support, by the way. Like, nearly 100 subscribers in the last day. But we gotta be real. This, like, if you're someone that's at a height that you can very easily go and clock somebody in the face, you probably should have to be a bit more careful. But yeah, it just keeps happening. It just keeps happening with Caitlin. That Alyssa Thomas did it to Caitlin Erupts.
Exactly why this whole thing got so serious so fast. The Wnba is in the middle of a huge moment right now. Massive TV deals, sponsorships, and future money all riding on how the league looks to the public. So executives are under real pressure to stop this from turning into a lasting black eye for the brand. Word is even top NBA officials, possibly Adam Silver himself, were keeping a close eye on the situation, with internal talks focused on protecting the league's image and keeping this women's basketball boom rolling. Meanwhile, major sports outlets kept speculating. Would there be an official investigation? Would the NBA step in directly? Could we see suspensions or brand new league policies to calm things down? While the PR team scrambled to cool everything off and shift attention away from the alleged locker room drama, something else was brewing. This time inside the Indiana Fever organization. Sophie Cunningham, one of the most outspoken players on the team, and someone whose spotlight has been growing fast, suddenly found herself right in the middle of this whole conversation.
I'd have fun with you. Brittany Griner, what she says, right there, watch this. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. She says WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now it's like there's large gatherings of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score like we're there for their entertainment. You are. The whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either my performance or some light racism. But here's where I'm going with this. So the WNBA says they want to get paid more. They're saying this year they're going to make $1 billion. That's what they're saying, okay? For the first time ever. Now that Caitlin Clark is hurt for 2 weeks, did you see ticket prices? Insane. Let me read you the ticket prices. After Caitlin Clark's been hurt for 2 weeks. All right? So let's go through this. Caitlin Clark absence is having an immediate impact beyond the court. According to data shared by Yahoo Sports via TickPick, prices for two specific Indiana Fever away games against the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystics dropped sharply after Clark was sidelined. Before the injury, the lowest ticket available for Fever's matchup in Chicago was $86. For the game in Washington...
Right from the jump, Cunningham refused to sit back and let the franchise hide behind some polished press release. Instead, her past comments on fair competition and player safety came roaring back into the spotlight. As rumors about the post-game drama kept spreading, fans and analysts dug up old interviews, including one with ESPN, where she didn't hold back about officials needing to protect players and call things fairly, no matter who's on the court. That track record made her words hit even harder this time around. Plenty of commentators framed her as the voice for players who are tired of empty promises, players demanding real fixes to how games are officiated, how safety is handled, and how the league holds itself accountable.
Comments that some would deem controversial. She's a teammate of Caitlin Clark. She plays on the Indiana Fever. And she was the one that got into it with a player a few weeks ago where she just pointed in her direction and kept pointing in her direction. That's Sophie Cunningham. Well, anyway, she made some comments that were deemed relatively controversial about a week or so ago. I don't know when it was. And she said she wasn't backing down from her comments. And it was regarding trans athletes in women's sports. Matter of fact, she went so far as to say she doesn't think her comments were controversial at all. She shared her opinion on a polarizing topic in an interview with ESPN this week, where she claimed she felt a duty to, quote, protect young girls in a locker room, or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. That's what she talked about. She was asked to expand on the quote when meeting with the media on Wednesday, and she made it clear that's how she feels. Quote, I said what I said, Cunningham told reporters. But rather than me just saying that, let's hear from Sophie Cunningham herself. Listen to what she had to say.
Talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's, little girls, who are also involved in that category. And so, I stand on what I said, and, I always believe that.
I stand with Sophie Cunningham. I stand with Riley Gaines. I stand with them both. I have 2 daughters. They don't participate in sports, but if they did, that would be my position. And I think it's important to emphasize what Sophie Cunningham said a bit further. She said, I think I'll always believe that. I think it's really important to protect children and that little girls who are also involved in that category. So I stand on what I said, and I will always believe that. She claims she's not a political person, but she does have morals and beliefs, and she will always stay true to them. When asked if her stance could negatively impact the trans community, Cunningham said she's not speaking out of hate. She doesn't dislike anyone. She says, quote, I think there is room for absolutely everyone here, and I think there's room to love everyone. I truly think when you get people in the same room and you have conversations.
This whole added twist poured gasoline on a story that was already burning up every headline in sports. Why? Because it kept everyone's eyes locked on one thing. Are the league's biggest stars actually being protected? And are the people running things doing their job? What started out looking like one heated post-game blow-up has now snowballed into something way bigger. A full-on debate about officiating front office decisions, how the media is spinning the story, and honestly, the long-term safety of every player in women's basketball. Right now, we could be watching one of the wildest sports media firestorms in recent memory play out live, right in front of us. A hard-fought battle between 2 of the league's biggest names has turned into non-stop speculation, whispers of closed-door meetings among top executives, and an online argument that refuses to die down. And it might actually change how this league gets run and reported on going forward. So here's where you come in. What's your honest take? Has the WNBA handled the physical play, the player safety concerns, and all this media chaos the right way? Should they step in right now and rewrite the officiating rulebook to protect their top stars? Or would that just hand certain players an unfair edge over everyone else? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear where you stand on this. And listen before you go. If this breakdown kept you hooked, do us a solid. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you're not left in the dark when the next twist in this story drops. Trust us, this one is far from over, and you do not want to be the last one to find out what happens next. We've got more angles, more reactions, and more truth bombs coming your way very soon, so stick around because this story is just getting started, and we'll be right back with the next big update.